So here we go. This came out in the mail on the 21st, and yeah, it's time for me to talk about the Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition. And just fun fact backstory, I got to see this theatrically even though it's the Blu-ray. I took it to the theater where I work, popped it in the Blu-ray player, and it's just like, alright, I'm by myself, time to enjoy this movie, see what we think of it. So I watched it theatrically. I also plan on doing that with like The Killing Joke when that comes out. And so all the people are like, I got to see it theatrically. Me too. Me too. I got to see it theatrically by myself so there's not some jackass in the fourth row talking throughout the movie and I gotta karate chop him in the neck. You know? That's what you would do, right? And I'll be honest, Batman, he's a little heavy on my lap. I feel a little bit like Santa Claus. But yeah, let's just talk about Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. I was a little bit hyped up. Like I even said, okay, like in my original review I gave it a B-, and then in my spoiler review I upped it up to a B. Okay, listen, I was watching the movie a lot and I wanted it to be better than it was, and I was appreciating things more. But let's just go back right now and say the definitive rating for the theatrical is a B-. That's what that movie deserves. No more, no less, okay, in my opinion. And then going into this one, I was kind of hyped, like, okay, Zack Snyder, he's gonna add shit, it's gonna be way better, right? There's gonna be a lot more cool stuff, right? There's gonna be more Batman v Superman fighting, or more nightmare sequence. The plot will make more sense and have less holes. It's gonna be way better. This is what should have been in theaters. It's gonna be a great movie. That's what I was hoping for. Did I get that? Not really. I did get 30 extra minutes. How much of it was important? Not too much, actually, if you think about it. Essentially, just to get into spoilers with this thing, because that's the only way to talk about it, really, it's like, okay, he added a little bit of more plot that makes sense, and then a lot more of superfluous, not really necessary stuff to maybe add flavor to the movie or whatever. Like there's a part where before Batman's branding the guy and the cops go in, they're in their car watching Gotham fight Metropolis in a football game to set up Gotham versus Metropolis. Okay, cute. Was it necessary at all? No, that's an extra 20 seconds that isn't really necessary. And then, like, it starts out all pretty much the same. I think there's one extra shot of Martha, when she gets shot in the face. Yeah, and then when Bruce Wayne's driving around Metropolis, when he goes in the dust cloud, there's more people. There's more, like, a bunch of kids getting evacuated, and Batman's helping a kid with something. It's like, okay, this is good. You keep this. Then he's saving Wally and the kid, and then your mom's up there. It's like, it's still all extra epic, but the little extra footage they added, I think improved it. And then all the Africa subplots, basically, that was beefed up a lot in this director's cut. There's a lot more of it. There's more build up to it, like Lois Lane meeting Jimmy Olsen, like, hi, I'm definitely Jimmy Olsen. I hope I don't get shot in the face in a little bit, because I'm important in the comics. But, yeah, and then she's like, I like the other guy better. The other guy didn't talk. They go in, there's a little bit extra. The KGBeast is shooting people. That's, I believe, Knizev or whatever, he is the KGBeast in the comics, so interesting, I guess. That's a fun throwback. Just pick out a random character you would never make a villain and have him be this guy. And it's like, they're shooting people, and my biggest problem theatrically was like, Superman's blamed for this. Like, yeah, Superman dropped into this place and shot a bunch of people in the head. That sounds like Superman, right? But it's like, okay, they justify it a little bit more because, like, they shot everyone and then they, like, burnt him. Because, he had that flamethrower at the end at Martha. It makes sense he would have it earlier, make that his trademark weapon. He's burning these bodies. So it makes sense that you could set up, okay, Superman, these are all bad people, so he came in and lasered them, and that's why they're all cooked like fucking chicken. The problem is, any, like, CSI guy could just come in and be like, yeah, they're cooked to a fucking crisp, but if you look right here, here's a bullet. Where'd that come from? And there's like bullets everywhere. And by the way, Lois would have just said, like, I was, in the basement, and then I heard a lot of gunshots, and then Superman came and saved me. All she has to do is give testimony like, he showed up, punched one guy, and that was it. All the other guys got shot by other bad guys. It's that simple. So it's hard to frame him, even though that's Lex's plan, and it does not fucking work. And also, before that, the government's like, alright, our guys are compromised, just fucking blow up the whole thing, who gives a shit? It's like, that's not really necessary. Superman smashes through the little drone and then saves the damn self. It's like, that little beat felt a little unnecessary, the whole let's blow the area up. And then when you get into it, it's like, okay, so after that, it's always just been like, you can't really set up Superman because Lois Lane can more than exonerate and say, there was gunshots, I was there, I'm a news reporter, would I lie? Probably not. A lot of people got shot, but Superman saved me. And then he's getting blamed. Lex bribed that one woman, threatened her basically. It's like, you say Superman killed the fucking people or bad shit's gonna happen. And she does, but eventually, like, Mrs. Incredible, the senator, decides, like, Clark Kent's digging into things, Lois is investigating, and yeah, Senator Finch figures it out, and then the lady that got paid off, like, gets pushed in front of a train, and that scene, I was like, God damn, that was just brutal. And you know, it adds a little bit, like Lois investigating, maybe there's a little bit too much, but it helps fill in some holes about how Lex is connected, even though it's always been that stupid thing of, they made specific bullets for these people so that you can only track it back to one person. You know, if it was just regular bullets, it'd be like, who knows where they got them from? It's regular bullets, commercially available to anyone. Instead, it's like, it's specific bullets designed by LexCorp. I wonder who's behind it. Gee, makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? No, it's fucking stupid. It's always been stupid. But Lois investigates a little bit. There's more of like her and Clark in the tub. I can appreciate that for sure. Anytime Amy Adams is naked in that tub, add as much of that as you can. If that was an hour, that's fine with me. And then yeah, Clark is investigating like the Batman and okay, is he a bad guy or whatever? And it's like the one lady even says like, ain't nobody gotta be afraid except people that should be afraid. He ain't gonna kick my ass, I ain't broke the law. So it's like, yeah, he's targeting bad people, Clark. Come on, be smarter than assuming he's a villain. You know, he's beating up bad dudes. And yeah, he's branding them and they go to jail and get murdered, but you find out Lex was paying for everyone that gets branded to be murdered. So technically Batman's not, it's not his fault technically. I think eventually he would hear like, oh, so when I brand the people they get killed in prison, maybe I should stop doing that. That would make sense. I don't want to kill people because I'm Batman and that's not what I do. So yeah, there's just a little bit more with Lex. You get some scenes are extended, and I like Lex, okay? Sorry, he's grown on me. The first time I was just so like, what the fuck is that? But he grew on me, and I like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Sorry, I do. I enjoy him. My sister loves him a lot. She really enjoys it, but I think it's fun. I'm fine with it. You know, I'm not upset. Would it have been better if it was Bryan Cranston? I am the one who knocks Clark Kent, and you are gonna die. If he was doing a Lex Luthor, it'd be great. But I like Jesse Eisenberg's. That's like, we're getting a little bit more of his plot. It still never really makes sense. It's super convoluted, but the general idea, frame Superman for all these things. All right, let's have this bomb, this crippled guy. We're gonna basically trick him into getting killed because he didn't even know he's gonna die. He thought he was just gonna give testimony. They put a bomb in his chair and it was lined with lead so Superman couldn't see it. An important plot point that really should have been in the fucking movie because it creates a huge plot hole theatrically where it's like, why couldn't he figure it out? He has X-ray vision, and he couldn't see the bomb? Okay, it's lined with lead, and that's how Jenna Malone gets in this movie. It's basically, she shows up for a minute to explain, yeah, I was lined with lead. Okay, is that all I'm doing in this movie? Okay, bye. But, you know, when I think about it even, this movie, it's super disappointing when you think about, like, okay, they never really used his X-ray vision. Like, I understand, he couldn't see the bomb. That's fine. But, like, even think about, he has X-ray vision. You know what would have been great is showing him figure out Bruce Wayne's Batman. That's something that I've thought about and heard about. It's like, that is a problem that is just, why didn't they ever do that? And I know in the animated movie there's a part where Superman just quickly sees through his mask and sees his Bruce Wayne and Batman's like, you peaked. It's like, they never had that moment. They never showed how Lex even figured out the Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne or Superman Batman. They just, okay, you've been invited to this LexCorp thing, Clark Kent, probably because you're a nerd and all nerds want to hang out with nerds or whatever. Nerdy nerd line. And then, yeah, like they never establish, okay, Lex, they never had the reveal. I know who both of you are. It's like, it's so subtle that you don't even really notice. Just like, Bruce Wayne makes Clark Kent. I love it. It's like, okay, we kind of get he knows who they are. They never establish it, and then Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent figuring out each other's identities. That should have been a cool moment, and that never happened. It's like, god damn. Really, he has X-ray vision. Do a quick 30-second scene. It would have been cool. So the nightmare sequence is the same, except they added like 20 extra seconds of like people walking. Not really necessary at all. And then the fight is pretty much the same. So, the thing I appreciate is some of the scenes are re-edited in how they flow into each other, and it works better that way. But it's like they added an F-bomb here and a little bit more blood with the violence. It's like, that's fine. When Batman's in the warehouse kicking ass, there's like when the dude gets a crate thrown at his head, some blood flies on the wall. It's like, okay, that's fine. A little bit extra violent. I'm fine with that. But it's like, okay, we add, oh, and then the Granny's peach tea scene. Not only the bomb's lined with lead, but going into it. Senator Finch is going into that Granny's peach tea scene. Not only do we learn that the bomb was lined with lead, but there's other good things, like it's more intense because Senator Finch figures out, oh, Lex is behind a lot of bad shit now. And then, so when they're talking, it's a little bit more tense, and when she's in there, the tension's a little bit higher when he's missing in the Granny's peach tea, and the build-up is like, ooh, it's good. Even though I know it's coming, but it made it a little more better. And then I really appreciate after it all blows up, Superman's helping people out. He's flying, he's helping them out, and then he takes off. You know, it makes Superman a little more likable. Along with the investigating, it just gives him a little more to do. And in a movie where his name's in the title, Superman versus Batman, you know, you want some more Superman in the movie perhaps, and it's nice we get a little bit more. Calls his mom at one point like, hey, why didn't, you know, I'm having a really bad time. I'm down on myself, so I want to talk to you. Why didn't Dad ever leave Kansas? He died. Oh, right. And then, you know, after the big fight and all that, you know, he's dead. And then they lead into, like, Lex Luthor getting arrested when he's talking to Steppenwolf. And then some other things get rearranged a teeny bit with the funeral and that, but not too important. And then when Batman's talking to Lex in prison, they have the extra lines of, like, there are facilities meant to treat people mentally ill like you. You're not going to one of those places. You're going to Arkham Asylum. My friends will be waiting. It's like, that's cool. Come on. Yeah, Arkham Asylum. And then, yeah, they don't add too much though, really, if I'm thinking about it. Like, overall, does the plot make a little more sense? It kind of. A little more Clark Kent investigating, which sort of helps build up why he wouldn't trust or like Batman. Okay, it's a little bit better. And yet, there's a lot of Lois investigating and this and that. And there's just like, of those 30 minutes that was added, maybe 10 minutes or so would have been useful and good, and the other 20 was stuff that was unnecessary and just added to the runtime. It's a 3-hour movie, and a really good editor could go in and take out things from the director's cut and the theatrical and kind of rework it in a really good way to make a really good movie. But it's just like, okay, this is the long, super adds everything cut. And it goes on a little too long. Some of it is still very unnecessary. And you still got big problems with the movie. No matter what it improves with little things like he couldn't see the bomb. It's like, they still fight because his mom gets kidnapped. Even though he's Superman, should be able to know where his mom is and should be able to go get her himself. But no, he's going to try to kill Batman instead. Little things like that, it's just like, that's fucking annoying. And when I think about it even, it's like, am I going to sit down and watch the 3-hour cut or just watch the theatrical cut and be like, okay, some of this is dumb, but I remember now, he couldn't see the bomb, so, okay. Like, I'll just watch the theatrical so it can go by quicker and just know, yes, he couldn't see because it was lined with this, but I don't need those Jenna Malone scenes because it adds unnecessary runtime. Maybe, I don't know. It's like, is it an improved, better cut? In certain aspects, yes, because it makes a little more sense and fills in the gaps. Other points, no, because it just adds 30 extra minutes, a lot of which wasn't necessary. On a strictly improves the plot a teeny bit way, I would say that the Ultimate Edition is an improved version, but it's just, of those 30 minutes, we didn't need the 30 minutes. You just add 10 minutes and it would have been enough, actually. 20 minutes was kind of unnecessary, because really thinking about it, not a whole lot was improved, really. Not a whole lot. That's actually a little disappointing. I wanted like more of them fighting Doomsday. Like when they're fighting Doomsday, what'd they change? He blows up the helicopters, he jumps through one, and then he throws a sign at another helicopter. It's like, okay, that's all they added there, really. And then when Batman fights Superman, when he walks up to him, he pushes him sideways, and then he throws him in a building. That added a lot. So yeah, the Ultimate Edition is improved because it fixes a teeny bit of the movie. A teeny bit. And I was fine with it, you know. I would rate it a B, and that's being kind of generous to overlook the fact that it is considerably longer, but it improves just enough that I can give it that B. This is the one that earns the B rating. Theatrical is a B-, because this one makes a teeny bit more sense, but still, it's not the amazing improvement I really wanted it to be, and I'm still a little disappointed. About whatever, it had Batman. For the most part, Batman's pretty great besides all the murdering, but hey, it's got Batman, and it's got Superman, and they fight like this. Like the shirt, it's kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Ultimate Edition. Comment below, tell me your thoughts on the movie. Did it improve a lot to you? Was it the same? Like, if you hated the movie, this isn't going to make you love it. It doesn't fix nearly enough to make you love it. But as someone who is a fan of it, I like this one a little bit better, but I can acknowledge, of those 30 minutes, it wasn't all necessary for sure. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Tell me yours, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.